we talk about mental health, it's important to remember that just like physical health, it's not a destination, it's a journey. It's something we all go through, and sometimes we might need a bit of help understanding our thoughts and feelings. This is where mental health professionals come in. Hi, I'm a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Today's question is from a viewer who asks, what do you do when you can't tell the difference between a normal reaction and something more serious? How do you know if you should seek professional help? This is an excellent question, and one that I believe many of us have asked ourselves at some point. So let's break it down together. There's no single answer to what's normal and what's not. What might be normal for one person may not be for another. We are all unique individuals with different backgrounds, experiences, and ways of coping. Our individual differences shape how we think, feel, and behave, and these differences are what make us who we are. However, there are some general guidelines to keep in mind. Normal reactions to life's challenges are those that are age-appropriate and adaptable. That means that your response to a situation should match your developmental stage and be flexible enough to change as you grow and learn. For example, a toddler's tantrum is normal behavior, but the same tantrum from a 30-year-old would be out of place and potentially cause concern. Similarly, feeling overwhelmed after a hurricane is a normal reaction, but feeling overwhelmed by a small rainstorm might not be. Another key aspect of normal reactions is the concept of resilience. It's the ability to bounce back from adversity and adapt to changing circumstances. This doesn't mean you won't experience negative emotions like sadness or anger. It means that you can acknowledge those feelings, regulate them, and move forward in a healthy way. So here's a simple way to approach the question of what's normal and what's not. Ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, is the reaction proportionate to the situation? And number 2, is the reaction interfering with your ability to function? Let's take some common situations and apply these questions as a way to illustrate this concept. First situation. You're stuck in traffic and you start to feel irritated. Your heart rate goes up, your fists clench. After a few minutes, the traffic clears, and your heart rate returns to normal, and you relax. This is a normal reaction. The intensity of your emotions and physical sensations matched the situation. You were mildly annoyed, and your body responded in a mild way. And once the situation changed, so did your emotional state. Now let's consider another situation. You're driving home from work and you get into a minor fender bender. The other driver's at fault, but they're extremely rude about it, and you end up feeling angry. That's also a normal reaction. Getting angry when someone else behaves poorly towards you is a natural response. However, if you continue to feel angry long after the situation has ended, let's say for days or even weeks, then it might be a sign that your reaction isn't normal and could benefit from professional help. Lingering anger without any resolution could indicate repressed anger, which is a sign of unresolved psychological issues that may require attention. Another situation to consider is you're going through a significant life change, such as the death of a loved one, a major illness, the end of a relationship, or losing your job. These situations can evoke intense emotions and physical changes. If you find yourself crying frequently, having trouble sleeping or eating, feeling fatigued or withdrawing socially, these are normal reactions to an abnormal event. Experiencing grief or sadness for a period of time following a loss is completely understandable. But if these feelings persist for months or even years, it might be helpful to seek support from a mental health professional. Prolonged grief can sometimes be a sign of depression or another mental health condition that might require additional support for processing. The next situation is you've been feeling down lately, and you're starting to feel less interested in things you used to enjoy. You've been feeling tired and have been oversleeping. You haven't been eating much and have lost appetite, and you've lost your motivation to do anything. This situation is a bit more serious because the symptoms you're describing are consistent with depression. Depression is more than just feeling sad. It's a mental health condition that can affect your mood, thoughts, and behaviors, and can cause significant distress and impairment in daily functioning. If this sounds like you or someone you know, please reach out to a mental health provider. Therapy and/or medication can be very helpful. And finally, let's talk about anxiety. Picture this: you have an important presentation at work, and you start feeling nervous. Your hands sweat, your heart races, your breathing becomes faster. These are all normal physical reactions to stress. They're your body's way of preparing you to perform. However, if you find yourself feeling anxious or panicked in almost every situation, like when meeting new people, using public restrooms, leaving your home, these feelings could be signs of an anxiety disorder. Anxiety disorders are more than just feeling worried. They involve an excessive and irrational fear that disrupts your daily life and can lead to avoidance of certain situations. So, to summarize, if your reactions to situations are age-appropriate and match the intensity of the situation, then they are likely normal. However, if your reactions are not proportionate to the situation, or if they interfere with your ability to function in your daily life, while it's great to have a general understanding of mental health, it's important to recognize the limitations of online information. Everyone's situation is unique, and what might be normal for one person may not be for another. Additionally, the internet can't replace the expertise of a mental health professional who can provide personalized guidance. I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please show your support. Please give us a like, share, subscribe, and comment on our channel. Until next time, take care of yourself because you're worth it. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to see you in next video.